and the Eastern European DPC Division 2 returns here today as we are going to be immersing ourselves in the second best of 3 day here in the Eastern European DPC Division 2. So we're slowly coming to an end. We always have 3 of these days where we have Dota for the entirety of it. And today we are going to be enjoying Team Sexy versus Sibe, Navi versus Treshka, and then we will move on to Moneymakers versus Navi Jr. I'm Harry Frick, and I'm going to be bringing you the action today for the first 2 series. For the second one, I'm going to be joined by my wonderful colleague Rob, who will be taking you through the last series of the day as well. With that being said, Sexy and Sibe, that is going to be the match that we're going to be watching today. Sibe hasn't won a single map so far, and Team Sexy don't seem like the team that are going to give it to them, because when Team Sexy catches somebody, when they win game number 1, they do not let go. They did lose to Matreshka 2-0, but they beat Cybercats. They also beat Moneymakers, so they are not to be underestimated. And Sibe, they lost to Storm recently. As I mentioned, they haven't won a single map, not a single series, a single map. They're currently 0-4 in series, 0-8 in terms of maps. So Team Sibe already facing elimination, right? Because if we look at the standings, we have Navi and Navi Jr. Tied for first spot, though Navi are still undefeated, whereas Navi Jr. do have one series more that they lost. Moneymakers and Storm and Sexy that are tied on the 3rd position, Cybercats and Matreshka that are tied for the 6th position, and Sibe, who are at the bottom and very, very likely to be eliminated because they lost to Storm, and they think they didn't play Matreshka yet. Matreshka is the other team that is kind of struggling, but definitely not as much as Team Sibe that we're going to be looking at today. They also have a stand-in, Velor. He did play last time around as well. He's standing in instead of Yond. So they're trying to change something, and usually when things are going super badly, you do want to change something because it's definitely not working out this way. Overall, though, currently the teams are in the lobby. Sibe did ask for 2nd pick, whereas Team Sexy are gonna have Radiant and the 1st pick. So that's gonna be nice. See how these 2 teams are gonna draft once we get into it, because what has Sibe even played? I mean, they have played a wide variety of heroes, everything that's currently in the meta. The one thing that it's kind of annoying about the meta currently in general is that there's a very low amount of heroes that are being played, right? And constantly, like, there's so many heroes. So only 62 heroes have been played here in Division 2. Only 62. So that's half of the heroes that weren't touched. That's a little bit too much. And like, less than 50 heroes have been played more than once. Oh, that is kind of an issue for me. Other than that, Tekis has been played 25 times compared to the 2nd spot Batrider, who has been played only 15. It is a big discrepancy in that as well. So Tekis is like the top dog, and then it's everybody else, which is kind of surprising. So very low amount of flexibility when it comes to picks currently in the meta, and that can get quite stale. We did have a D patch. It was some slight balances, but nothing too big in particular. Hopefully the things do change. Radiant has had a better win rate here in Division 2. Let's see how it's been in Division 1. In Division 1, yeah. Division 1 Dire. Okay. In my mind, I don't see big differences currently between the Radiant and the Dire. It seems close. Of course, once you get to play competitive Dota, you know how it feels, but in my mind, once the hero pools become wider in current meta. There's probably going to be different heroes you pick on Dire, on Radiant, that are going to allow you to maybe delay the Roche to make sure the Roche is being taken at a different time of the day or night, of course, because those things are very, very important. I think the change to the double Roshan pit really did make a difference to Dota and is a good change in the long run, but currently the balances are still highly needed for us to really see Dota at its best, because we have been in the previous patch so long and it was perfectly balanced, but of course, like everything, it does become stale. We needed a change. Now this patch is new and it definitely needs tweaking still. And that being said, we do have a draft on our hands, so we should be getting into it fairly soon. Right now we should be seeing it on our screens. But what do we... Yeah, I mean, not really much to expect from the teams currently. Like, is there anything weird that the teams have played? We have seen a couple of TAs come out. Yeah, but everything else is the same. Seeker, Storm, Pugna, Medusa, Terrorblade, Batrider, Techies. Like, no surprises there. Even when you look at the bans here. The Seeker, the Pango. Yeah, Pango has been a big one as well. It's
10 seconds remaining.
It's not always easy to know exactly what the team will pick, but there's just a handful of heroes that you can choose from. I've talked to some coaches, and it's so weird that currently, when there's such a low amount of heroes being played, they still think that a lot of mistakes can be made during the draft, which is something that you as a drafter usually should not allow. But new meta, you get surprised by something you thought it was going to be something else. The timer, it's now for us it's ticking like slowly, but for a drafter it's like ultra fast, right? You feel like, okay, where did my reserve time go? What the hell is going on? We'll see. Team Sexy, they go for the Medusa. I like this approach. 7 Jesu has shown that he knows how to utilize this hero, and Team Sexy, they have won some games fast, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 30-minute games, 24-minute games. Also, Medusa currently is, if you're playing versus a weaker team, which Sibe, well, okay, first pick anti-mage, let's go. Which Sibe, from the results that we're just gonna assume that they are, the Medusa is a perfect hero, right? I'll go for the Batrider as a response. Why is that so? Because if you win the laning stage, you transition into the early mid game. If the Medusa is untouched at like 20 minutes, you're unkillable, you're untouchable, you're gonna destroy them. Anti-mage needs a little bit more time than that. So this is probably gonna be a Manta Butterfly Medusa, because that's how you deal with the illusion-based heroes, which Ant isn't, but really without the Manta you cannot play it, right? You need those Manta illusions to be able to burn through the mana fast. So that's why you go for Butterfly. Anti-mage jumps on you, you rip him apart. That's it, right? That's how you win. So you want this one as fast as possible. You don't want it to last long. If it's lasting long, it needs to be you constantly ahead and having something else other than the Medusa that you can rely on as the game progresses. Looking at the bans here, they ban out the Naga Siren, so they're expecting maybe an offlane AM, which it's not unheard of. I just don't know if Sibe can play it. It would have to be Klasno Kruto that plays it, and I'm just not confident that he would be comfortable pulling it off. But who knows? They did instant pick that AM. And Team Sexy, they assume that it could be an offlane AM, which is the case, right? So Bounty Hunter gets banned out. Gives me more confidence that this is gonna be a safe lane AM, because the AM hates playing versus the Bounty Hunter. Slardar, unbearable as well, LC2, but the Bounty Hunter is just a catastrophe, right? He's fast, you cannot kill him that easily, he takes away your gold, he delays your Battle Fury so much. And he might not be a problem later on, though he could be, but the Battle Fury timing for an AM versus a Medusa needs to be strong, right? If you do not have a good Battle Fury timing and the Medusa has good Butterfly timing, you will lose the game. Of course, depending on your other heroes. That's why I like the
Dire
Magnus
team
ban. Because a Medusa, a hero that likes to get to your high ground and just take it early on, isn't going to do well with a Harpoon skewer back. Not for her. She can get out. Ulti run out. The thing is, 20 minutes into the game when she's coming for your base,
10 seconds
her teammates are super weak. They cannot run into a tier 3 tower. And that makes it very easy to kill the Medusa. Imagine if you have a Magnus, you pull her back, you RP her, they start running in, you use the glyph, the tower kills them all, while the anti-mage is dealing with the Medusa. Not something that you want to allow to happen. They ban out the Slark. So they are thinking this might be an offlane Medusa now.
Radiant team pick.
I don't know if I've seen them play it. Pagna comes out, somewhat of a deny pick. That's gonna be a Storm. Probably. There's gonna be a Broodmother. So you get yourself an Orchid Buyer, and the Clinks is something relatively new. I don't know if we've seen a single Clinks. Nope. No Clinks at all. This is the first one.
10 seconds remaining.
What changes did he in particular get?
5 seconds remaining.
Check. The D, Burning Skeleton Archers now have the same target priority as Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards. Okay. Roshan's attacks now count as hero attacks for Burning Skeleton Archers. Okay, so you can get Rosh better. Hero hits to kill Burning Skeleton Archers decrease from 3 to 2. Okay, so kill them easier. And bonus health increase. Increase from... Okay, so it's... He got slight buffs on the Death Pact. And he got some movement speed decrease
10 seconds
on the Skeleton Walk. Okay, so they want him to be more static and fighty. I still think he's a support type hero with a Tar Bomb. I wouldn't really put him as a core. Though who knows. This to me looks like a double off lane. But the Brood and the Clinks. But it could be other way around. Still, I do like the Clinks in the sense that he can stand his ground and harass the AM in the lane. He can be hella annoying. It's so sad that the Clinks doesn't have the burning arrows any longer. It has been like the hero has endured so many changes, and that has never changed. The Storm will come out from Sibei, no surprise there. I really like what Sibei have. The only problem I have with them is that their lockdown is kind of lacking. And that's where you're gonna try to deal with that with your last pick. But how do you catch the Bat? How do you catch the Clinks? How do you catch the Brood without much lockdown? Sure, the Storm can jump on them, but what's gonna keep them in place? That's the question. So hopefully they're going to be finding a way to do so. Still, with the Storm having the Pugna, he can usually use the entirety of his mana to go forward, right? So, because you have the Pugna backing you up. So maybe it's going to be fine. Sibei?
Radiant team ban.
What will they ban? It is going to be a Puck that gets removed. Okay. I'm not a fan of Puck. Every single time I've seen has lost the mid lane miserably, even versus the Storm Spirit, who naturally does well versus melee heroes, not high range heroes as a Puck. But his stats are just miserable. That's the whole truth.
5 seconds remaining.
Team Sexy. They got rid of the Doom. What else is there? Really, when you look at the Underlord Magnus, Doom, Pango, Spirit Breaker, all being banned out, then really, what is left of the offlaners? Let's see. What did Sibei play? They played the Beastmaster. Is he still in the pool? Yeah, he is. That'll be an okay ban. Though I don't think the Medusa necessarily hates playing versus the Beastmaster. He spams quite a lot. Plus he only has one stun in his ulti. Nope, nothing else is left that they played. Undying, maybe as an
5
offlaner.
seconds remaining.
Is it in the pool?
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, it is. It will ban out the Tide, so the Beastmaster will be left unattended. I've seen these Beastmasters suffer
Dire team pick.
versus certain lineups. And the Riki comes out from Team Sexy. That is a counter to both the Storm and the AM. This is probably going to be the mid laner on the Riki. Unless they want to play a 5 Riki. I wouldn't mind either. The reason you're picking it up is because of the smoke screen, nothing else.
10 seconds
But a mid
remaining.
lane Riki would be cool to see.
5 seconds remaining.
His shard on the smoke screen is insane. They're like, oh, Ricky's shard is way too strong. What are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna give him a an insane one. Okay, now the armor is reduced by 5. It used to be reduced by 7. Once it was 7, it was too much. 5 is still a lot, but it's not overwhelming. There will be a Terrorblade coming out, so it will be an offlane anti-mage. I guess this makes sense, considering that there's not a lot of magic damage on the other side. And oh, it's gonna be 5 Medusa. You want to play a offlane AM? No problem. We're gonna be playing a 5 Medusa with a carry Riki. I can't say that I like Team Sexy's draft. I think they just went with, we're gonna counter you, we're gonna play some games here in the drafting phase. Currently in the meta, I don't think that necessarily works. I do still see them as the favorites because, well, Sibe haven't won a single game, so why would they start now versus Team Sexy, who have been playing pretty decent Dota? But in terms of draft, I think they have a pretty good one for themselves. This Riki could be a problem. And, you know, you have this snowbally type lineup on Team Sexy, but Sibe, they have everything, right? They have late game in the Terrorblade. They have a tanky offlaner in the anti-mage. They have a Storm with a Pugna. Okay, there's one thing that they're lacking. They have solid lanes as well. It is lockdown. And that's where you're going to be running into an issue versus Brood, Riki, and a Batrider. One other reason why I'm not confident in Sibe's victory, even though they have a more classic lineup, I just don't see them doing it. But we'll find out. But before that, we will be getting ourselves into a nice video here from our beautiful sponsor over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
А что такое? Типы
Я не
кончились.
бот. Я не
And
ресейт.
we'll get ourselves into game number 1 of Team Sexy versus Sibe. Who's going to be coming out ahead in this series? We'll be finding out fairly soon. A lot of people don't believe in Sibe, myself included. The games that I have watched them, they just haven't looked that great. I mean, they weren't losing all of the games without a reason. They really are struggling. And their lineup currently screams we have to do everything right. Laning phase wise, rotation wise, early game, like everything has to be on point, because one mistake, you start losing. How are you gonna
30
kill anybody?
seconds to
You're
battle.
not. And especially the Storm is gonna be in trouble, right? Because not because there's a lot of counters for the Storm on the other side, but because Erase will be a target, right? If there's anybody that you want to shut down in this game, is the Storm. You shut down the Storm, you've with that shut down both of the supports of Sibe, and then the Anti-Mage and the Terrorblade, they're not going to be able to win on their own. As the Tar Bomb gets placed onto the ground, they start doing some damage, though Nefrit and 9 class aren't nearly strong enough to fight the enemy there. As in terms of runes, we are gonna be seeing 3 runes for Sibe. Team Sexy. They only get the 1. It's gonna be fun to see what till the end we'll be able to do on the Medusa. This is Age Duo, guys. He has been amazing, right? And he's a very high ranked support. Definitely, Pushover knows what he's doing. So I'm curious to see how well he'll be performing in that lane. As 9 class loses his life. Oh, this is a 4 anti-mage. Oh, so it's gonna be an offlane enchantress. Interesting. Okay, that's fun. I thought he started off with the Orb of Venom and that's why they got the kill, but nope. No, even the observer there was surprised. I was surprised as well. No, still analyzing, thinking this is gonna be a slow start, and well, they kill 9 class. Both the anti-mage and the Pagna have high movement speeds, and then you have the reflection helping you. The Clinks is not gonna escape from that. And Clinks isn't the fastest of heroes. He only has 290 movement speed. You just can't compare. Let's see, position 4 anti-mage and a position 5 Medusa. So both of the guys will be moved to support. Definitely interesting. Let's see how it works out for the teams. Mid lane, Bat versus the Storm. Overall, the Storm should be fine, but you can make a mistake and die. As top lane, Nesphere is being pressured by Nefrit. As the level starts rising here, it's going to be getting tougher and tougher for the Terrorblade, so he's going to try to farm as much as possible. As that Tar Bomb. Man, the damage is actually quite nice. Medusa has no mana, so till the end really needs to be careful. He has a mango, so he's maybe just baiting them in. As the Enchantress is farming quite well. They're, other than the Brood, there isn't a single hero that is somewhat struggling. The race, okay, Nesphere, that Brood might be struggling in terms of CS, but he's gonna be getting a kill, maybe even a double. Oh, run, my friend, run as the core, but he's not gonna be running as Nefrit. Will be running him down with ease. This is a problem. This was that one hero that wasn't doing that that well, and now gets a double kill, so that's gonna be changed quite significantly. Also get to free farm a little bit. Terrorblade comes over. Nefrit, he wants to fight. Nefrit, he might want to run fairly soon, because this is not going to be ending too well for him. And okay, he accepts his death. Fine. Very interesting that he went for that kind of a play. Until the end on the bottom lane is so low. Velor waiting for him till the end is gone. Will be taken down. Velor stands his ground versus the Riki. He probably cannot win this man fight without the Riki having mana, but he is definitely keeping him away from the creeps. He has a solid amount of stats there on the anti-mage, and Riki, even with the 2 raid bans, he cannot really threaten the life of the anti-mage. Makes sense. When you have the blink, you're not really scared of anything. No points in the counter spell just yet. I'm guessing he gets 1 point later on. Top lane, Brood behind the Terrorblade, so despite that death, despite that double kill, the Brood is still behind. Makes sense since you did die right afterwards. The other 2 lanes in favor of just a second, Nesphere gonna be going down. It doesn't matter because this Silken Bola and Tar Bomb, you just don't move. It's too much slow, and Terrorblade cannot survive. Luckily for him, he does have a TP back, but it's not gonna get any easier. As the Kvat. As the core. He's not having fun. 9 class, they're gonna try to kill him, and his own reflection will not be enough for him to die. He has a Tar Bomb again if he wants to use it. I think currently running away home, maybe stacking in the process is gonna be the approach. The anti-mage jumps in, takes away some of the mana from Tilden. It's Medusa, position 5 Medusa. I just don't know what he's gonna be doing. What items he's gonna go for, he probably doesn't even know himself. Riki, mana, non-existent. Velor, he will eat the Mystic Snake, but no problem for an anti-mage, really. Bottom lane, the side lanes are in favor of Sibe, and mid lane is even. So Sibe, this is as good as it gets. In the anti-mage, he wants the top lane to be even more in their favor, because he understands with the Silken Bola, his Terrorblade can be ran down again. You don't want that to happen. The Clinks isn't in the vicinity, so they're trying to kill Nefrit. This is not an easy kill. He also has a ton of one charges. As soon as he sees the anti-mage, it's runtime, but the blood grenade and the slows from the AM, he's taking a ton of damage. He will not be going down with the one charges, and really, this attempt on his life will not be successful, but at least they do get him away from the creeps, making sure that the Terrorblade has an even better time. We'll find some stacks. Team Sexy need to defend these as the anti-mage has already established some vision there. Those are stacks for the Batrider, nobody else. 9 class standing his ground in a tower bomb. He's winning. Not for long. Here comes the Batrider though. And these two supports are going to be in a ton of trouble. Anti-mage tries to run away. Not going to be happening. He does get a kill before he kicks the bucket. And Mirage, he would have wanted another one, but he's going to have to be happy with Valor dying. That's a lot of commitment to just get 2 of the supports out of your side of the map. And it will give some free space to the other heroes of Sibe. Usually when we see an anti-mage dead, it's really bad. But in this scenario, Sibe are going to be more than happy with this. As the core, he wants to steal the rune. It's going to come down to who can click faster. Let's see till the end, or as the core. And it is going to be as the core who clicks faster as Valor on the other side of the map. He's going to be the one picking it up. So 1 for 1. Oh no, actually, it's 2-0. It wasn't till the end who got it. An even bigger problem for Team Sexy. You need to be practicing those right clicks on the mouse. I remember there was a game I played on Sony PlayStation that was just like a story game, and you would need to spam your buttons super fast and something would happen, right? I was pulling a rope or whatever. It was an old time. It was a long time ago, but obviously till the end didn't play it. Valor, the crap will be saving him slightly, and Mirage just cannot run into the Storm, who doesn't have that much mana. Has to be careful. The Tower Bomb will slow him down, but he does have a zip to the high ground, as both of the mid laners are kind of low on resources. They don't really want to be committing all that much. Mirage in trouble. Race comes over. He wants the rune. He's not gonna be getting anything. He might just getting his ass kicked here by the 2 supports. Until the end, no more mana. Run away, my friend. With 200 HP, what the hell are you gonna do? And the haste will be bottled up by Mirage. A little bit of luck there for the side of Team Sexy. If the Storm had gotten some rune and just activated there, it could have turned into a disaster. Overall, so far so good. Sibe, they might not have won any games so far, but this one, it's looking like it could go in their favor. Every single one of their cores is having a solid time. The Enchanters and the Terrorblade are having a really good time, as the Storm is going to be decent. And Nesphere will be rotating, making sure that 7 Jesu has even worse time than he has been having so far. He does have his ulti, so maybe with the streak he can make something happen on the map. He does have decent stats, but he's not gonna have a tower, and we know Ricky wants a long and prosperous laning stage, which this time around he didn't get neither of those. It will be a tower trade, one on the bottom lane, one on the top lane. Their Team Sexy and Sibe both will be securing theirs, but the goal lead is still in favor of Sibe, ever so slightly, but still there. We'll see what the Brood wants to buy. I'm thinking maybe an Orchid this game wouldn't be bad, and he's actually rotating to the mid lane. Storm is not a target. You don't really have the damage to kill him, but you can farm in the vicinity and come over for a mid lane tower if you see that as a good move. I really would like the Orchid on the Brood in this game. Pagna Storm, support anti-mage. Like, so many reasons to get it. And yeah, the Terrorblade will have an early Manta, but that he's gonna be the only one that really can remove that one from himself. Storm wants the regen. Storm will get it as well. Bottles the regen. That's going to be beautiful for a race. Immediately gets himself out as Klasno Kruto comes over. You're versus a Batrider, my friend. That's going to be very, very dangerous for you to do. And the Bat doesn't really commit. He doesn't have his ulti. Not skilled up just yet. The life will be drained out of 9 class, but he's a skeleton. He has no life erase. He's going to be going a little bit deeper there. Mirage is going to be caught. Mana Void not doing any damage, but stunning him long enough for them to finish him off. Klasno Kruto, he has just baited his enemies in, and as the core will give Erase strength to fight once again. It will cost him his own life and mana, but it is what it is. Nobody said his job is going to be easy. That's a huge one. The space creator, the killer for Team Sexy is going to be this Batrider. Every single time he dies, he's a big hit for them. And I'm not really sure why he didn't have the lasso. Now he's going to be skilling it up. As Ricky, we all know what his item of choice is going to be. It's going to be the Fusel Blade. Just a matter of time before he gets it. Once he does, that really does change the game. When you're going to have the smoke screen, when you're going to have the diffusal blade, that's where you're a big problem to pretty much everybody on the map. Race. Annoyed a bit, but he'll be okay. And the Broodmother seems to be going for an Echo Saber. So, there's not going to be any... Oh, dust used on Jesu. He should be fine. Needs to survive 8 seconds here. Mana Void is at the ready. He's losing mana rapidly, and it is going to be there. Where's the smoke screen? 7 Jesu, you're going to need it, and he will be caught by Classo Cruto there in the impetus. Needed 1 more second for the dust to expire, but that 1 second, he didn't get it. And that's going to be the Ricky dead. He's already struggling and now dying while he's desperately trying to finish off his diffusal blade. Is going to be a big hit, not only for himself, but for his team. This weird draft from Team Sexy definitely not working out for them, as Sibe are doing a great job continuing to increase their lead, and only the Broodmother is doing well, and both the Batrider and the Ricky are struggling. And for a Ricky, that might be an understatement.
Looking for me?
What is the Medusa gonna do? Given that the Clinks is going for a medallion, so the Medusa bought arcane boots. Okay. What is my purpose? Refill mana. Oh my god, I think that's gonna be the appropriate response from this Medusa. As Sibe, they're running away. They know something is up. We'll use the scan. Mirage and 9 class, you have been made. And Sibe knows exactly where you are. Tower Bomb a little bit too close to the tower. Class to easily get himself away. As Nefrit gonna get targeted a little bit, but a little bit too tanky on that Broodmother to be in any kind of trouble. The Enchantress is going for an Aghanim Scepter, so there's gonna be a Sprint coming out fairly soon. Pretty interesting. Don't jump in till the end. He's not gonna be jumping any longer because they're gonna... he doesn't even have legs. Well, you maybe went a little bit too far. He lost all of his mana, but that doesn't mean he's gonna die. Anti-Mage gonna get his life back. He does have the stick charges and will be more than fine to jump himself out. He actually ends that engagement being full HP. Velor didn't even care. He has 3 points in the blink, so he can be so freaking mobile. And everyone would expect the Anti-Mage to have like 4 points in mana break. Not this guy. Like he just wants to be jumping everywhere. But this is all creating such big space for the Terrorblade. He is gonna have a Manta style really in no time. In 500 gold it will be done. As Wisdom Runes last time, Team Sexy didn't get a single one. Now they will be stealing one from their enemies, and well, by the looks of it, by how the heroes are positioned on the map, they're probably gonna get both. As Storm picks up a shield rune. Not the ideal one for a Storm, but it's always nice, some extra survivability. And Mirage is like, guys, I need some wisdom. I need some wisdom, and he will be picking up for himself. So it's not going to be the supports that get all of the experience. In terms of farming speed, though, Sibe are not keeping up with Team Sexy. Every single time that there's a stalemate, Team Sexy are getting more. The Broodmother is really farming incredibly fast. Next item will be a Manta. It's like, I have this Ricky who's not doing good. I need to be carrying this game. Still think the Orchid would have been a solid approach. Ricky now has a Diffusal. So the question is, can he use it for kills? Because that's how you're gonna come back into this game. If you're Ricky and you're hitting creeps for like 25 minutes, you're gonna be a non-factor. So it's now or never. It is a late Diffusal timing, but better late than never. Let's see, Velor is going to be looking very much dead. Yeah, not getting out of that one alive. The Sproink, yeah, it's going to be doing a ton of damage there. But ultimately, it will only be the Anti-Mage that dies. As Mirage gets caught, Mirage gets deleted as well. Without that Batrider, I really don't see you fighting this sphere. Might need to give up this mid lane tower. They do have a glyph, so can delay this for 7 seconds, but the Broodmother is not in the vicinity. And also, if he's gonna be coming, he's gonna be coming over 2 wards of the enemy. So Team Sibe, nice movement there, killing Mirage, killing the Space Creator, killing the one that needs to be doing the most damage on Team Sexy, and they bring down the tower as well. Look at the confidence at which Nesphere is moving into the enemy jungle. Sibe, this might be the first map that they're gonna win, but still early to tell. Dota Plus says 50-50, literally. It makes sense. Right, the gold lead is non-existent. It's a weird draft. This is a 9 class, gonna be caught, TP out, cannot happen. You do have the mana void to prevent it. In 9 class, he will have to accept his destiny, which will be death by the hands of Clasto Cruto. Nefrit is going for a Manta. Well, let's see if he himself will be able to do much. I still don't know how they lock down this storm. They're gonna be needing the lasso on him, and the damage output is just not gonna be that high. Oh yeah, they have the smoke screen. Jesu coming over. There's the smoke screen. They have caught him. He cannot run away. He has been silenced. He won't move. He will die. As the core comes over and says, I'm the battery. I'm the one that needs to keep that guy alive, and you're not going to be keeping yourself alive, let alone anybody else. Valor and Classo Cruto, they come over as well. The untouchable level 1 is not that great, especially versus a Brood with this much stats, but Enchantress either way will have the Sproing to get herself into a safe position, and the Brood won't be able to continue slaughtering the enemies. The Riki really does come in handy there. That pick, it might not have worked in the laning phase, but it is giving them some kills on these mobile heroes that were previously untouched. Man, you're a Terrorblade. You should be a fast farmer, and then you look at this Brood that has just been getting away from them more and more. The odds from EGP, they haven't changed much. Sibe are still not to believe in, for a good reason. If you guys don't know, if some of you are just joining the stream, have been watching DPC Division 2, Sibe haven't won a single map so far. Even though they do have some solid players, like some of these players really have been relatively successful in Division 2 previously.
Dire are scanning.
Now they did qualify through the qualifiers, but just not looking that good. Enchantress going for a 4-staff. You're gonna have both the Sprunk and the 4-staff, so very, very hard to catch. As Sibe go for a smoke. Question is where they want to go. The smoke will be broken, 9 class, dusted, but he gets himself away from that dust, so he's really not going to be hunted down. He has the skeleton walk and the extra movement speed there to just walk himself away and be safe. The rest of Sibe, they are getting into the enemy jungle here. I don't know what the Medusa is going to be doing in this one. He's going to get the Solar Crest, so the Clinks will stay with the Medallion. Storm jumps in. He's going to be silenced yet again. Nice usage there of the Flame Break. Okay, they lasso too. The smoke screen will expire. He gets himself away. A big mana void. Valor does a lot of damage. Jumps in. There's a lot of damage there to play with. They will all get turned to stone, or both of them there. Both Classo Cruto and the Anti-Mage. Dia's Nefrit. He hunts the backlines as well. Finishes off the Storm and is pressuring the Terrorblade. It is going to be a 3-for-1. It looked for a second to be amazing for Sibe with the Storm running away with 0 HP literally, but he gets hunted down as well. The spiders are a little bit too fast. Nesphere has died only twice during this game. That's in the laning phase. He's working towards his Skadi. But it's looking grim kind of for him because he cannot keep up in farm. Once you get more stats, you're going to be farming faster. But this Brood is becoming a problem. He has the Echo Saber, the Manta. Next up is going to be the Harpoon. This Brood packs a punch. 200 damage per hit. That's without the Insatiable Hunger. And we'll know how much Insatiable Hunger can bring you. Especially if you buy a shard. Jesu gets a kill on Asdakor. Anti-Mage wants to run away, and wanting and being able to are two completely different things. And 7 Jesu now is very close to the Terrorblade. Terrorblade, he was farming for the entirety of the game, doing relatively well in the laning stage, and now a Riki who got demolished is getting close to him. Sibe can definitely see some problems with this team and their movements in the mid game, as Team Sexy are completely overtaking it right now and using the very, very strong pushing army here between them to take down a tier 2 with ease. 21 minutes into the game, Team Sexy They're the ones controlling the game. Nesphere. It still hasn't died out of the laning phase, which is big. And he needs to keep it that way. His teammates are starting to drop off. Storm needs a BKB to play this game. He went for Ascension Kai. He went for a Witchblade. 7 Jesu is going to be dusted. But he might just want to turn around here onto the anti-mage. He has the tricks of the trade. Run away, my friend, or you might get cut down. This Ricky knows how to use those daggers. Valor will run away. Barely. Very smart move. If you're inside of the smoke screen, don't turn away. Don't try to run away. You're not going to be able to do it. You're way too slowed by the diffusal. Just stand your ground and fight. That's exactly what the anti-mage did there, because that was the only way that you get out of there alive. As Team Sexy, they're coming in for the juggler. As the core has already used up a lot of his HP, he does have the Tranquil Boot, so should be getting that back. As Team Sexy coming over Mirage, his smoke will break. Let's see if he can get on top of enemy. Doesn't have the BKB jumping from the storm, pulling him in. And the stone gaze was already used. They cannot look. They cannot go forward. And they're gonna get turned to stone and then just shatter Nefrit. He's biting on this Terrorblade as he uses the Thunder, but he changes. Then is this your hero that's as far this entire time, and they have the smoke in their eyes. They're not gonna be able to pull it out. But their eyes will be pulled out there by Team Sexy. They do lose the 2 cores, actually. This Cluster of Kruto in charge is doing a ton of damage, but he will not be able to deal with so many spiders eating on him. There's 3 big ones and a billion little ones. As the core, he's the only one left standing. Not for long. He's draining the life of the Medusa, but in the end, he's gonna be eaten as well. As Nefrit gets himself an ultra kill. This ultra farm Broodmother will now be dealing with the Roche as well after they have wiped Team Sibe. And I think there's a little bit of animosity between these two teams, because I've seen some things written in the lobby. And Valor is asking, why are you tipping me? Like, why are you exactly tipping me? Like, with the emphasis on the you. Not really sure who tipped him there. But either way, it is there might be some bad blood. Hopefully not. Hopefully they're just playing around, but you never know. In Eastern Europe, beefs are very, very common. I remember talking, you know, with some South American guys, Southeast Asia guys. They say even when there's flaming in pubs, it's mostly like you're writing some bad stuff, but you're laughing behind the keyboard. Whereas I can tell you, in Europe, Western and Eastern Europe, there's there can be some serious beefs where people do get into some heated fights. Let's put it that way. Online, usually, like on tournaments, everything looks well, and you guys should know that. But there is some hate between some players. This guy doesn't want to play with this guy. Not gonna get into like the whole drama, but a lot of the viewers can be aware of it. Hopefully that's not the case here. We all like good sportsmanship, and that was the first time that really any words were traded here during the game. They mentioned in the lobby they were writing something. My understanding of Russian is limited, but I can understand some of it. You guys have played Dota in the European region. You should know some of it, right? As well. With that being said, we are gonna be starting the game once again. There's a 9k goal lead for Team Sexy. At some point, they just broke the game. And the thing is, Sibe, they engage, they have this one stun, and it gets stopped by a Stone Gaze. So what then? Until the Storm gets the BKB, you cannot fight, and once the Storm gets the BKB, I mean, at that point, you're not gonna have any towers left. There's only one on the top lane. The Tormentor is gonna be the target here. So who's gonna get it? It will be till the end. It will be cold-blooded. So if you use any spells on this Medusa, there's gonna be another snake flying towards you. Was the Kling Sagan and Shah? Yeah, the Burning Barrage. So I guess the cold-blooded is better, but mostly it's just taking it away from the enemies. Would be cool for the AM to give a magic damage reduction aura. Sexy, smoke. They're trying to get over to the other side of the map. That makes a lot of sense because you need to take over the top part of the map to get the tower. And then you might want to return to the bottom lane. Oh, the two offlaners. You can see just how much the Enchantress's farm has slowed down compared to the Brood. At like minute 10, Brood's farm just exploded. And Enchantress has constantly been getting something, but not enough. Jumping in from the Brood. He has the Aegis, has the Harpoon. Very, very strong. Will decide not to go forward. I guess the idea was to force back everybody on Sibe, which hasn't worked out. But jumping in from the Riki. No, you need to live drain your Storm. He will be using the crab there onto erase as he's live draining the Riki. Will be fine and Storm survives. But killing somebody in the base without having an LFR, very hard to do. So Riki is going to be needing that in the future. Maybe it's going to be the Brood who gets it, but for now, none of them are really looking to buy the item. As the Storm only needs the recipe for the BKB. The Terrorblade has a Scotty and 1600 gold, 1700 to be exact there on top of it. So we'll see. The Anti-Mage, Solar Crest at the ready. Clasto Cruto, Hurricane Pike. This Enchantress could be a problem if he gets a Moonshard, let's say, or some attack speed item. That is when you're really gonna start to hurt. Ricky bought a shard. Okay, that's huge. That's actually huge. The minus armor is not something to laugh at. Brood Mother, very, very fast pusher. Just uses the Manta to remove the Decrepify. You don't have the glyph. The tower will fall. That's a lot of damage coming out from Team Sexy. They are done playing around. They're done playing cat and mouse. They're just trying to force everybody back. Nefrit is taking a lot of damage from the input assist. Those are not to be underestimated. His poor spiderlings will die to the Enchantress. Nefrit is coming forward. He wants to be able to take down the range. Rax is jumping in onto the Pugna. 4 staff will keep him safe. 7 Jesu not able to finish him off. That would have been huge. If the Pugna dies, the Storm is not any kind of a problem at all. Pugna does not have a buyback. And he is missing 350 gold, which currently is super hard to farm. No glyph, no way to defend this. The lane of Rax will fall. It is the mid lane, the easiest one to defend, the easiest one to push out. But it is still a lane of Rax. A lot of gold into the pockets of Team Sexy. As Sibe were completely helpless to do anything about it. Belor, found by 7 Jesu. On the other part of the map, it's very hard now to cover the map with sentries, and yeah, you are running away. Oh, Race has been caught. Gonna be using a lot of his mana to run away. The Medusa is coming over, but also a lot of that mana can't be given back by the Pugna. Nefrit gonna be going for a push here. He just doesn't care. He does way too much damage with the Insatiable Hunger. Uses the Manta, removes the crap, and just continues destroying this tower. What's with this push? This is the Universal Heroes for you. Even their Manta illusions, they pack a punch. Broodmother has a Scotty full in on stats. 276 damage per hit on Nefrit. The Team Sexy, they looked for a second like they wanted the outer towers. No, they want your base. Oh, Sibe. What are they to do? They have a BKB on the Storm now. And they will have a BKB on the Terrorblade. So the fights should be looking different. The smoke screen really is annoying. But actually, they're coming in for the range axes. The range axes will fall. You know, you cannot allow 2 lanes of racks to fall. Not the 2 full ones. Range axes in general, not an important. Smoke screen over Nefrit, gonna be protecting him. But the Terrorblade will be making his appearance with the BKB. This guy is not to be underestimated. They're using the Manta Illusions to do as much damage as they can to the Raxes. But for now, Team Sexy will decide to bail. The Roche will not be up for at least another 2 minutes. The Race does have that BKB. That's gonna be huge. But right now, if you look at Team Sexy, the way that they would like to approach fights is slowly. They don't want to fight ending fast, right? They don't want to be losing a single hero fast. You want to go in, you want the Storm to pop a BKB, poke, 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 get out, wait for the BKB to run out, and then go in again. Then the Storm cannot fight inside of the most possible, and it's going to be easy for you to win the engagement. But Sibe are not going to allow for that to happen. The smoke gets broken by Nefrit from the side there till the end. Also, not the easiest target to go for. He can go here for the Stone Gaze, and he will. The last onto the Storm Spirit. He has a 9-second BKB, and they don't care because Nefrit, he is so freaking strong. This might be the time to just call it a day because you are being ran down. Look at it. They see the Terrorblade. He's going to need to at least pop the BKB. First, he stands his ground and fights. Let's go. 5 versus 1. It doesn't matter. I'm the strongest. Why are you running away? Then Nefrit will run away like a coward going towards his base. The Deso from this Clinks really does pack a punch even versus the high armor Terrorblade. No basher on the Riki. Luckily for the Terrorblade, he will be able to get himself out. But again, the Brood is the main damage. The Brood is the one that is winning, and Sibe are the ones that will call GG. They do not see a chance to win this game any longer, and once again, they will be losing. It will take 30 minutes for Team Sexy to end the game, but Sibe, this was after a solid laning stage, after a good laning stage. They were even on mid, won the side lanes in terms of networks. Once the time came, everything went south. The Riki Diffusal Blade, the Brood getting super farm, it was all that they needed. And the position 5 Medusa, even though we didn't feel that much of an impact, it still worked out. Every single time they got jumped, Stone Gaze gets used. You add this team fight spell, it kind of breaks everything apart, and the no lockdown lineup on the other side, it cannot deal with it. You cannot jump the Medusa and burst it down from 100 to 0. You cannot jump anyone and burst them down from 100 to 0, and that was the only way that this lineup was going to work. With that being said, guys, we will be taking a short break. After that, we'll be finding out, can Sibe finally get a win on the map, or will they lose another series with a score of 2-0?